Okay, we're live. All right.
All right, that's cool. Good evening, everybody. Today is Thursday, April 30th. Can you believe it? It's the last day of the month. Going to be
Yeah,
starting May 1st tomorrow. That is just so hard to believe.
it's wild, isn't it?
Uh huh. Yes. That where's the time going?
I'm
And
not really sure.
right. And part of the point here is we're going to be into the fifth month. And uh, I don't know about you, but I really haven't heard too much about what the Republicans want to do for the midterms.
Oh, shit. Jack shit, like usual.
Uh-huh. Correct. So, I hate to say that they deserve to lose, but
They do.
they really need to get their shit together.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, come on. I mean, me and you will go, if you guys need help, we'll show up. You got to put
Yes.
us up at the hotel and get us down there. We'll do the damn work that needs to be done. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, come on. It's not that freaking difficult.
It's not, but
Anyway,
somehow they make it that difficult.
yes. Uh Next week I'll have some info about the new incoming Fed chair and what they're gonna do. And it's pretty damn scary with the shell game that in my opinion that's going to be played in order to reduce the $38 trillion that we owe. And then they're requesting almost an additional $1.5 trillion to balance the not to balance for the budget this year.
Nope.
That is irresponsible.
I tell
I
them
mean,
no.
at this point in the game, if they can blow that kind of money, why can't I?
That's irresponsible. I mean, shit.
You know what I mean?
It's unfair. It's not okay. It should be no. How hard is it to tell the politicians no?
Right. Just go
Oh
see
wait,
your
it's
dad.
really frickin' hard to tell them no, as we've found out.
Right. Go see hold on. Go see your dad. You're not getting any. Go. Go. Sorry, guys. I have a gorgeous steak salad that Eric made and brought into me, and somebody else wants it, but he's not getting it.
No, not sharing
I
dinner
owe,
tonight.
correct. I owe an apology to everybody because we could have went live. I don't know if we could have because neither one of us was in any shape, but
I managed
we
to
could have
catch a
went.
40-minute crash nap. I was so dead.
I Yeah, I didn't get a nap in at all, and
Oh.
I woke up this morning and I went to go to get a shower and was so sick that I knew I couldn't go anywhere.
Hmm.
Being out, the as long as I was the 2 days, going through that outpatient kind of procedure kind of thing with no anesthesia. Uh, Yesterday's little exam bullshit. My body just, and not sleeping, just was like, nope, or we're not cooperating. So we're going to
Sounds
town
about right.
tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to town tomorrow, and hopefully, since we're going to be a day late and $1 short, it's not going to be a problem. But we shall find out.
One day at a
Uh,
time, right?
right. So when I find out I wasn't going, I called Crazy Pete right away and said, "What do you want to do?" And we kicked it back and forth, and then
I get a
man,
phone call.
things really went like off the rails. I don't know how, but it was one was dumber than the other, I would say, right? I
It
mean,
felt like it.
we were truly could have did the Dumb and Dumber movie because it
Hmm.
was really really bizarre. I think just both of us were tired and slap happy, and I ended up I don't even remember what the ending part was, but I all I know is we were laughing our ass off, and I said, "You know what? I got to go." I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I can't talk. I don't. I can't even think.
Well,
And
we
you
ended it with the profession of the disabled, that the only profession that's acceptable for disability that we could actually
hmm
pull off.
hmm
And it's not okay.
And it was just funny as all hell. So we
Oh,
said, well, we told everybody we'd be here at 7 and we'll just stick with 7 o'clock. So,
yeah. And plus, we got a little bit of rest in, even though it wasn't much.
well, you did, I didn't.
I
And
crashed.
so,
I couldn't help it. I was out for like 40 minutes. I remember them coming in saying something about dinner, and everybody was in the room talking except me. I was over here
hmm
sleeping. I didn't give a shit.
well,
Like, whatever. Just get food. I'm
yeah,
hungry.
right. And well, you had been trying to get food till what the hell time was it? 2 o'clock. And at 2:30, I was making ramen because I hadn't eaten all day. And
Buddy finally went up to
you
the
had
store and got those Uncrustables.
those, yeah, filled with what?
Chocolate and hazelnut.
Ugh.
Oh, I love them. They're delicious.
No, I think they make that in a spread, don't they?
Hmm.
Uh,
But we just got the
pass.
Uncrustable ones because it was easier.
Yeah, I'll pass on that as well.
Mm,
I don't know why.
I
I
love
like
it.
hazelnut. I like chocolate, but the two of them just don't sound like they go together. I
Oh,
don't
but
know.
they do in such an
I
amazing way.
I've never had it. Hey, Blue,
Hey,
I've
Blue
never
Rose.
had it, but it's just one of those things that just sound.
Oh, no. What you do, you close your eyes, you taste it, you'll love it.
I said you were drooling so bad. I said to you, "Oh my gosh, it does sound because they were kind of frozen.
Uh
You had
huh.
to wait. They defrosted somewhat." And I
Mm
was like, "Oh," because I was hungry at that point. And I'm like, "Oh, you might be able to convince me if I
hmm.
had a really hot cup of coffee. That might do it."
Mm hmm. And it would go good with coffee. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So other than that, always quiet. I do believe. Oh no, big announcement. We will be taking off on Monday. Crazy B and I
Oh,
both
yeah.
have doctor's appointments,
We
and the
still don't even
concern
have that
is
worked out. We don't have a backup driver who can take us that day.
right,
Well, take me.
right.
I don't know how
And
we're going to pull this shit off.
I know, and my provider delivered her baby. It came early, and so I have to be there. Uh, our appointments are at 3:30 and 4, and there's just no way that I know we'll make it back. And I'm not. We decided we're not going to kill ourselves, so we'll be off Monday. And
Hmm.
depending on how the rest of the week goes, so far we're planning to take Friday off. We need
Hmm.
some time. We just need a little bit of time to relax and rest. Uh, we
Hmm.
were gonna we were gonna go up to camp, just Eric and I and the dog, but it's gonna be in the frickin' 30s, and I'm like, no way,
Oh, that's a
nope.
little too cold for camping.
hmm Yeah, uh, because the slide needs pulled out and everything needs cleaned, and it's too
It
cold.
takes too
So
much work. Yep.
yeah,
In the cold. Yep.
so
And
yep.
hi, Vanilla Pie. That is in the chat.
Hey, Vanilla. So that's a hard pass. So we can
Hmm.
get some things done here around the house. There's a lot to do actually.
What's wild is we've been sitting in like 80-degree temps down here where I live.
Wow,
Yeah.
wild. That's
Actually,
crazy.
let me see
Uh,
for sure, really quick. Hold on. Yes, it's 64 right now, but we're gonna be up in it's gonna drop this weekend into the mid 60s will be our high.
that must be a cold front coming through.
Oh yeah, there's a cold front coming through because
Right.
like the last few days we've been 80 degrees with like
Oh,
40-50% humidity.
right. I know what started the laughing. Somebody else that we know, I have done the same thing to on a phone call. So if I don't have pockets in my pants,
Oh
and
yeah.
yes, if I don't have pockets in my pants, and I have to go to the other side 4 rooms away, being disabled and I do what is known as wall walking.
Yep, I
Basically,
do it all the time too.
I'm holding on to things, the wall, a chair, whatever, get through locations. So
Mhm.
I didn't have a bra on. So when I stood up, I said, well, crazy bee, you're going in my underwear. And wow, she went in my underwear and she went for a ride. She went straight down my leg and hit the floor. So
Uh-huh.
that was the first thing that was funny. So then I picked her up and I stuck her back in my underwear, and I'm just jibber jabbering away about what needs done. We have to blah 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 do this and this got to get done, and she's not answering me.
Mhm.
Not a word from her. Like,
Not on
okay,
purpose. It's
yeah,
'cause you hung up while shoving me back in your pants. Yeah.
that
And
was
I just sat
funny as
there and I
shit.
waited in that voice chat until she finally realized it and laughed my
Uh,
ass off the whole time.
I'm just jibber jabbering away.
Mhm.
We got to get this, got to be done. Let's do this, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, crazy bee, no freaking answer. I'm like, sugar. I take her out of my underwear and I hung up on her. Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
And I laughed hysterically.
yep.
And then when she told me I
So,
slid down her pants, I said, "Wee!" Like I was at a
and
like a some kind of
which
amusement park thing.
yeah, which we led to, a pee, and I mean, just
It was a
it
day.
truly was. Yeah, it was a slap happy kind of thing. It was funny as all hell. We were like, thank God we weren't live because,
Oh God, y'all
yeah,
would have been like, we would have been kicked off of a few platforms, and the
uh
audience
huh,
would have been doubled over peeing themselves laughing.
huh, yep.
Ugh, those are the
But
moments that we can't catch.
right. But I have to be able to travel, and then I tried to even carry you just in my hand and I think hung up on you or did something,
Uh-huh.
put you on hold or did I hang up a
You hung
second
up.
time?
Yep, you hung up a second time, and I just
Yeah,
I was about to type it when you finally realized it.
right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
It was
Because the
funny.
second time I was talking too. And I'm like, I can't win. I can't even carry her without hanging up. So it was pretty
Oh, I
funny.
mean, I am kind of on the heavy side, so it's hard to carry me.
But it was funny when I stuck you when I stood up and thought I stuck you in my underwear and you just went
Went,
right down my
whee!
leg and shot right up my pant leg. It was funny as hell.
Oh, thank God the camera wasn't on. That's the only other
I
thing I
know,
could
for real.
say.
Yeah, that would
That
have
would have
been
been like, wow, okay.
we
Help.
we would have had if that would have happened, we would have had a special recording tonight.
Oh God. Yeah, like thank God the
Yeah.
camera was off and
Yep.
yeah, just wow. That's yeah, God was looking out for us.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yeah. That
Mm.
happens to other people, other friends of mine as well. Yeah,
Oh.
they've been around on the
Well,
other side
D,
of the house.
Blue says is well, D, you should have gone to her house to use a broom. Her house
Yeah,
using a broom. Oh my God, I will
yep.
learn to read.
Yep. Flying on my broom. Uh,
Oh,
so again, as a reminder, we'll be off on Monday. Maybe Crazy Bee can drop a video, a repeat for us, and just so you guys don't miss us.
yeah,
Uh,
something like that.
maybe one of our ones that we didn't get too many hits on that was,
Still
maybe around the
decent
holiday.
and
Yeah,
get it out there
yeah,
again. Find
yeah.
one of our lower
That'll
views.
that'll be a editor's choice. We're out of the house and
Yeah,
whatever crazy he picks. How about
I'll
that?
set it up to go live at whatever time.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm still not sure how I'm going to be in two places at the same time when they're an hour away from each other.
Magic.
Oh, yeah, might have to. Luckily, there's a couple extra family
Oh, and
members.
that was the other thing. She got her phone rings. She goes, "I have to take this call." I'm like, "Okay." and she doesn't mute.
Why would I?
And she goes, "Really? Huh? Really? I have an appointment on Monday? Really? Huh? It's not in my calendar." She only has 4 calendars. And she's like, "I don't have that. When? Who scheduled this?" And then "Do you still take my insurance?" What? Wait, what? How? Okay. Uh, I'll be there, but I don't know how I'm gonna get there. But I'll be there. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah. Uh, you take my insurance, right? Yeah. Okay. Uh, uh, he's like, "How'd that happen? When I didn't know I had an appointment. When did they make who did that? Who
It
made
was
that
made
appointment?"
6 months ago, and I forgot about it because they stopped taking my insurance, or so I had been told by letter. But then they told me today that, oh, they worked a 2-year contract out with my medical insurance, so I can still go there. Okay.
Interesting.
After I just changed a fudge ton of all my doctors around, you're gonna sit there and tell
Because
me,
yep.
okay. Oh, lordy. Yep. I don't know how I'm gonna be in 2 places at once, but we're gonna figure it out. We got 5 family members in the area. Most of them have a vehicle. We'll see what we can do. I know
On,
it's so
get up and
wild.
start walking.
Well, I'm hoping we
Start
might.
walking.
I'm hoping it's just the filter on the transmission is bad,
Right.
and we can swap it out, change it. Maybe that'll help clean it up. Put in some fresh transmission fluid. We'll drain it
Right.
and do the whole thing and see if that
Right.
works. If
Right.
that doesn't work, I don't know what we're doing. Because if we can get
Right.
it running, my daughter can come with me on Monday, and I
Right.
can get my X-ray done in the morning, and then I can go get to the GI doctor and find out what the heck's going on, why I've been so nauseated lately, and then
Mm-hmm.
we can come back
Are
home
you pregnant? Did
because
you take a pregnancy test?
no, I don't. My tubes. Had a tubal ligation after my daughter put me in labor for the
That doesn't nec-
5th time and was
that
still
doesn't
born a month
necessarily.
premature.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily always mean that that works.
Have not had a child after my daughter.
Yeah, but this could be a pop-up child. Never know.
That would have to be a miracle of God,
Mm-hmm.
cause no, my back
Okay.
and everything is so jacked up. It'd be a miracle of God only, and then I'd still have to have an abortion because my back can't do that. I'd end up paralyzed. So
Mm-mm.
yeah,
That's not good.
yeah. So God better not decide that, because it
To
would be the
to go
wrong
down that
person,
route. Yeah.
because it would be considered a medical necessity.
Right.
For the sake
That's
of my
interesting you
safety.
bring that up because I have a couple stories for next week about Tennessee where and I don't understand this. The story sounds extremely fishy that apparently a woman who says that it was medically necessary, uh, the child wouldn't live long after birth, but she would have a high potential of dying. And if she didn't, there'd be this serious illness she would have.
Actually, I have heard of
So,
that in
okay, so
very super rare
right,
cases.
okay, so but according to Tennessee law, if that's the case, an abortion is appropriate. But she
Yes.
ended up crossing state lines to get it done elsewhere. So she enjoined in another lawsuit with other women against the state of Tennessee. Obviously, in my opinion, she's looking for money.
Yeah,
Uh,
because the state would have
or
accepted it as a medical necessity.
exactly, exactly. So I have that story. I really don't like covering that kind of stuff, but
Yeah, it's a
it,
sensitive topic. Absolutely.
yes, it is. But
But
it's
it's
one that
still,
demonstrates, yeah, to me it demonstrates, and I want you to think about it and ask the questions, how and why. If they're making these claims outright, it
uh-huh.
appears then that you meet the criteria, then why who told you in Tennessee that you couldn't have one? right? What
It was
doctor did you go to?
probably it was probably just them freaking out from social media.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
yeah.
honest. I have a feeling it had a lot to do with social media and less to do with factual statements.
Mhm.
And I'm
Yep.
not trying to be mean, but I absolutely, yeah,
Right. So,
it's messed up. And again,
yes, it
even
is.
in the state I'm in Kentucky, if it's a medical necessity, it's allowed.
Right.
There's nothing they can do. Like in a medical necessity situation, it has to happen. Like
Right.
the mother's life is the priority in a
Right.
situation like that. So if they can save the mother, fine. But everybody else, yeah, sorry.
Right.
You're,
Rush.
yeah.
SOL. I just also remembered what else happened
Hmm.
with regards to my underwear. You remember?
Oh, yes. Uh, Not the right way to eat something.
I decided it'd be a good idea to throw ramen into my lap and yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
food usually goes in the mouth and it gets digested better.
I
Sorry.
was trying to bypass everything, right? My pants were soaked,
Reverse
everything
eating
I
is not
except
acceptable.
uh-huh. And so I'm stripping out of my clothes while I'm on the phone with her because I had ramen and hot soup everywhere.
Joys of
Yeah,
getting old, we turn out really
uh,
weird.
yeah, we do. Weird shit's happening today. I'm telling you.
Oh shit. It's
I
been one
forgot
of
about
those
that.
days.
Yeah.
It literally has been. It's
Uh-huh.
like, jeez, like you were on the phone with me when some of this is going on, and I'm like,
I know.
what in the blazes? And I'm there, and you're having all this chaos going on. It's like,
Then you have
why
your own
today?
payoff. Yep. You're like, my calendar, and she has 4 freaking
They're
calendars,
all
not just
synced
one.
together. That's the nice thing, is
Uh-huh.
they're all synced. So my Google Calendar is synced with like my desktop calendar and my Proton calendar and a couple others on my phone and stuff. So all my
But you
calendars are
still also
synced
have a hard copy calendar, don't you?
somewhere.
Yeah.
If you could see me right now, I'm like doing the
Uh-huh.
hands up, shrugging the
Right.
shoulders, head
Uh-huh.
in a weird way. Uh,
Busted. Busted.
Blue says, "I know you wanted to keep warm, D, but that's a no."
Yeah. I've been cold all week. In fact, I still have the heater on, so I'm freezing
Oh
actually.
shit.
Well, actually, to be quite honest, all I am in is a t-shirt and some socks. That's all.
You know,
I
if you
haven't
put
made it
more
down.
stuff on, it wouldn't be so
Yeah,
cold.
I know, but I have to go down to the basement to get some clothes, so I
Send
haven't brought
somebody
up.
else to go bring all your clothes up at once in a
I know,
basket.
I know. Eric said he'd bring them up for me, but he's out there right now hollering, chasing the dog. So
Ugh. Oh God. But that sounds like me some days. It's like, where are my clothes? And everyone just
yeah,
shrugs. I'm like, are
uh,
you kidding me?
right. So today is the half nude show presented by D and Crazy B, and guess which one is only wearing half of their clothes?
Surprisingly, not the crazy one.
Oh, honest to goodness. You can't make this shit up. You know that?
Oh no, you can't. But yeah,
Nope.
and no, we're not turning on cameras for those who think that's a good idea. No.
Yeah, hell no. We
Ugh.
don't want to scare. We'd be taken off the air for horror films or some shit like that. Uh,
Oh shit. Oh my God. Oh,
all
it's
right.
too
Well, it's
freaking
almost
funny.
7:30. Are you ready to get rolling here?
Mentally or
Then I
physically?
could go both. So then I could go get some pants on and some pajamas. What do you think?
I forgot to change the number on the thumbnail's jacked up. Oh well. Blue
You can
Rose
fix
says
it after.
TMI.
Hey, we share on this show.
And
You know what I mean? We
I
don't
jacked
we
up
don't
the
keep.
thumbnail so bad. I'm sorry. At least we got the right topics. I have the wrong episode number on today's
That's okay.
thumbnail.
You can fix it after the fact, right?
Actually, I think I can fix it right now. Hold on. I think I
Okay.
can fix it. One
But
second.
we share on the show what goes, we're transparent on the show. I'm so white you can see through me.
Uh, there we go. Now it's
Anyway,
fixed.
anyway, I forgot our beginning. Thank you everybody for joining Rex Sisters today on this Thursday, April 30th at 7:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please don't forget to uh give us a follow, subscribe, comment, obviously respectfully, despite what you previously heard. Set your notifications, and most importantly, please share the video. We appreciate your support. We're out on YouTube, Rumble, X, Spotify, and Twitch. We post on Instagram, Blue Sky, Truth Social, and TikTok. Still having some issues getting our Facebook linked up. Maybe we'll be able to work on that this weekend. You'll note our QR code in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. If you can and have the wherewithal, any little contribution, including $1, will go a long way in helping us bring down our own deficit that we are running
Yeah.
on the program. So, with that being said,
What
we're
a
going to
day.
try to, we have a couple, we have one actually update for you, and this is Ilhan Omar
Mm-hmm.
was the update, right?
Yes.
That isn't what you have up though.
Oh no, we had that was last minute.
We're,
I think that we found the Ilhan Omar thing.
yeah, I thought you were gonna put that up first though.
I don't know. I just took the show notes that you told me to do and not change them, like you said.
I know, but you're the one that found the
Oh,
Ilhan
the
Omar
video.
thing.
That's right. Oh my God.
Oh my
Dumbass me.
god.
Give me a second. Oh my God. Yes, you know it. You know it.
Oh,
Now I
oh
know what you're
yeah, you
talking
did the
about,
show
and I'm a
notes. Yeah,
dipshit.
I'm not
So,
yeah, yeah, I did. You did them. You sent them. Yeah, you
for
did it, not me. Here
no,
we
I
go.
was not trying to do that. Hold on, they can't see it yet.
Okay.
So one second, folks.
So this is your laugh for the day. If we didn't make you laugh earlier, hopefully you'll get a laugh out of this.
Uh-huh. One second. Let me go back over here and fix that there so y'all can see. Boom. This is Ilhan Omar at her brightest, okay? I mean, this woman's just so educated and so smart and just so freaking amazing. Listen to what
Yeah.
she's got to say.
Okay.
First, I want to thank my partner in this, Senator Hirono, for her leadership in this work to repeal the outdated and dangerous Alien Enemies Act of 1798. The last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked, it was used to detain and deport German, Japanese, Italian immigrants during World War XI.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Yep,
Okay, so
she said
the
it.
act okay, so the enemy's alien
The
the
Aliens Enemy Act,
act was from 17 what?
79,
Okay, so
if I remember.
they're trying to
Repeal
uh
it. So we could
repeal
just,
it so that
let enemies wander through our state.
come into correct through the US.
Hmm.
However, that it was first used against the
No, it was
German
last used in World
last
War
year.
II.
Okay. But she didn't say World War II.
No,
Said
World War 11.
really? Go lay down. You're not getting any steak salad. Now go. Your bed. Go. I'm not messing with go. Looking at me like, bitch, I am getting that salad. He's not budging.
He
So
thinks.
we have a panting dog here. Anyway, I don't want to get angry. Wouldn't like me when I get angry. World War XI, really? This is a congresswoman? And now you know why we're trillions of dollars in debt.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's not okay.
World War XI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jesus. Lord help us. And
Uh-huh.
for you people that voted for her,
What the fuck is wrong with
really?
you?
Oh, hell.
Yeah, that's
You
what I want
can't
to
make
know.
this up. Yeah, you can't make this shit up.
No. We have that. Okay, and she's an immigrant. So she would have had,
Yes.
but the thing is the entire freaking world that was, I mean, we know what World War II is. Anywhere in the
Yes.
world, you see World War in Roman numerals 2 or I's or L's because somebody's keyboard is weird. It's always World War II.
Or two.
Roman numerals are not. It's just logic. There's two little things next to it. It must be a 2.
Wait, wait a minute. Am I, am I seeing this right? Is somebody so disturbed by what she said that they're hiding on the left hand side behind the American flag?
No, I think they were just walking through and didn't want to try to get in trouble, so they were
I,
walking behind the
I
stuff.
know, but isn't this setup like
It is
they're
funny.
hiding behind the flag?
And with it paused this way, it looks like she's trying to help this lady not fall over from dying laughing about World War XI.
Uh, telling you, you can't. Oh my god,
I don't know how.
how they, how the, how? Okay, all
I
right.
don't.
Let's let's hit the rest. It's 7:34.
All right.
All right,
So,
so we are gonna start. We're gonna finish up with the Jimmy Kimmel claims.
yes.
There's only two to go through, and so we had, as you know, we had the first four responses were the other day we looked at Trump as was he spewing rhetoric for
Hmm.
violence, a call to violence. Was Jimmy Kimmel also referenced Melania Trump's the best platform? How effective was it? What was it about? That was in your show notes. They used Caroline Levitt's comment, shots fired. So they were saying that by her saying that, he was no better than what the left was doing. Fourth was the ballroom, and that he is now persuaded possibly to be pro ballroom. Okay, next up we have CBS interview with whatever her name is. It
That was
was
heavily
Laura
edited.
Donaldson. Yes. Uh, and this had to do with the manifesto that Trump was, the comment that about a rapist and a pedophile.
Uh huh.
So this article here that we have is the first article that popped online that the Trump interview was heavily edited for the on-air segment, despite him previously suing them over for deceptive editing in his in a previous interview.
Uh huh.
They did the same damn thing. So when we first got this, we were like, well, it's from the Hollywood Reporter. Is it a legit type thing or is it a rag piece that, was put out there? And as the day went on, we were able to confirm that it is true that they did heavily uh, edit
Edit.
the interview.
Well, and I
Yeah.
pointed that out during the Jimmy Kimmel segment that where they showed it, and I'm like, I didn't even touch it. That's what they did, and I'm like,
Yes.
dang, that's edited. That's edited. That's cut. There's a cut there, and it was kind of crappily edited too. And I mean,
Right. Right.
I they did like my level editing. Like I'm not that great, but that's ridiculous what they did,
I
especially for
mean,
being a professional company.
And how is it that they get away with this? Is
Oh,
my
yeah, that's right.
question.
Because Obama repealed that law about not using propaganda on the American people in like 2006, 12 was it? They repealed that nice little
That's
law.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we're
And
allowed to
so
do this.
why hasn't anybody resurrected that law to
Uh People have flat out, there were people in Congress, our Congress people, who told Trump he needs to put it back in place, but Trump hasn't done it because he also benefits from putting out what he wants put out. So, yeah, there's that.
so in other words, not only can the TV stations and that do it, but the politicians can use it heavily for
In
their
their
benefit.
advertising and stuff like
That's
that in their
right,
political campaigns.
right,
Absolutely. That's why, oh, we get away with all the mudslinging bullshit. And that's why we
right.
got away with the Russia collusion bullshit. Because the
I
media
see.
was allowed to propagate it and continue it instead of fact checking it and saying, no.
Right,
And that's
right.
all Obama's fault.
Wow.
Basic history,
Okay.
if you go look it up.
Okay, so the president sat down with Nora O'Donnell on Sunday after shots were fired at the White House Correspondents' Dinner the previous night. It's from April 27th. This
Do
is
you,
the 60 Minutes interview.
oh, yep.
And can you enlarge that a little
That's what I
bit,
was just going to say. Do you need me to enlarge this?
please? Yeah, we'll see how the new. I finally put on a new pair of glasses. We'll see how they work. Okay, it seems Donald Trump is okay with this 60 Minutes interview getting edited, just not anyone else's. The president sat down with Nora O'Donnell for an interview that aired Sunday night on 60 Minutes, one day after shots were fired at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. During their conversation, he shared his perspective on what went down, but also got defensive when O'Donnell read from the gunman, 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen's alleged manifesto about his motivations. The interview comes roughly a year and a half after Trump sued CBS in October of 2024 over a 60 Minutes interview with then Vice President Kamala Harris. At the time, he accused the network of deceptive editing to influence the election. Though the president refused a 60 Minutes interview during his campaign, he criticized CBS for airing two different answers from Harris to a question that ran in separate clips on 60 Minutes and Face the Nation earlier in the day. In response, CBS said different portions of her answer to the same question were aired to be more succinct. CBS parent company Paramount ultimately reached a $16 million settlement with Trump. Under the settlement, Paramount also agreed to release full transcripts of future interviews with eligible U.S. presidential candidates after they air. However, Trump may have forgotten that it would apply to him as well. The president's latest interview on 60 Minutes was his second one on the show since his second term got underway. He previously spoke with O'Donnell in November. Despite speaking with O'Donnell for 40 minutes on April 26th, only 13 minutes of the interview aired on CBS. However, the extended version of the interview and the full transcript were posted on CBS's website. Some of Trump's unaired remarks were about Democrats disagreeing with his policies, needing his White House State Ballroom finished for security purposes, blaming the internet for radicalizing some people, slamming No Kings protests, criticizing former President Joe Biden, reacting to conspiracy theories that the event was staged or didn't happen, and his plans to hit people really hard with humor in his White House Correspondents' Dinner speech, among other topics. One of the parts that also didn't make it to air was Trump's comments on his CBS lawsuit, which came after he got defensive when O'Donnell asked some follow-up questions about the gunman's motives. I've also won a lot of money from fake news media where they write falsely about me, he said. And not that I want to sue people, because I don't, but I bring lawsuits against the fake news. I brought lawsuits against your network, and you paid me $38 million. The settlement was reportedly worth $16 million, because you did something that was so horrible with Kamala. The president continued, you put an answer down that wasn't responsive to the question because her answer, her real answer, was so bad it was election threatening. And you paid me a lot of money and you tried to pull one off. It was terrible. It was a terrible thing that you did.
Hold on one second. Let me scroll that. Oh, there it is.
Okay. And though Trump had been critical of CBS, he has also cultivated a close relationship with David Ellison, the current owner of CBS, after his Skydance Media acquired Paramount Global last year. Ellison's father and Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison is also an outspoken supporter of Trump.
I think that's it.
And that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. So, with that being said, they again cherry picked, I guess, the interview.
Yes.
Okay. So we have up next
The full transcript.
Unfortunately, you'll have to do a Google search if you want to see the
Video.
we didn't pull it because we had already had this information compiled and there's just so much out there. But if you want to see what Trump and O'Donnell, the interaction that they had
Oh,
for
it's
that
right
30
actually here in the corner of the. It's the whole unedited
Oh,
that they will be able to
okay.
check right from the transcript page.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, then that's the answer there. So, what we have for you, and we are not reading this whole thing. Crazy B, if there's anything that maybe just you want to start the beginning or go down so far
I'm
and
just
ask
kind of
a couple.
scrolling.
Yeah. So we have the entire transcript for you. Will be in the show notes. And as Crazy B pointed out, in the upper right hand corner is the extended interview and the back and forth that went on. Now, I have seen clips where he came out and said, in the manifesto, it says, I'm tired of this with rapists and pedophiles. And kind of Trump jumps on her and says, what, who, me? I've never raped anybody. I've never harmed anybody. And she goes, well, how do you know he's talking about you? And the Dems jumped on that, to use that piece against him. So I think she tried to bait him as much as she could.
Oh
And
yeah, and it
obviously,
failed horrifically.
yes. Well, but I also think he falls for that crap too. You know what I mean? I think he's easily baitable. No?
Well,
What do you
yeah,
think?
I think he's very easy to bait because he gets worked up pretty fast.
Yes.
And he's quick to try to defend himself instead of just letting them dig their own grave.
And I think that's what he wants to do is I think he believes in himself that he did nothing wrong. And in that respect, he wants to, tell everybody I didn't do anything. And that was one of Jimmy Kimmel's comments that he made, that somebody that isn't guilty wouldn't have to repeat themselves over and over that I did nothing wrong. But yet Trump is saying it repeatedly. I did
Yeah.
nothing wrong with this being written. So, as mentioned, all that information is detailed for you guys to take a look on your own time, because we figured we would be bored, and you would be bored. We went through the whole transcript.
Uh-huh. I'm kind of just scrolling. I don't see much that really pops out, other than them talking about, details of this and that.
Yeah,
And
can you find the part where she brings up to him about the
that's what I'm looking
manifesto?
for. Well,
Okay.
part of the manifesto was at the top, and then they talk about it further down, I believe. Because up here,
It's gotta be later. It's gotta
no,
be
actually,
later in the
she had asked the president, "Do you know if you were the target of the gunman?" He says, "I don't know. It sounds to me. I read the manifesto, which is he's radicalized. He was a Christian believer, and then he became an anti-Christian. He had a lot of change. He's been going through a lot based on what he wrote. His brother complained about him and I think reported him to the police, and his sister likewise complained about him. His family was very concerned. He was probably a pretty sick guy." And then I was scrolling down further,
Mhm.
because then she starts bringing up about the other stuff, and so that's the one. And then they start talking about what's going on in the Middle East, and then this, and then that. Um, uh, I mean, it's just kind of all over the place. Um, Let me see if I can find more. This is when they were going through the night. Then they're talking about his associate or her associate. I apologize. Um, uh, sorry. Um, he's talking about what happened. Um, hold on. If you see it, let me know.
Okay.
I'm not seeing it yet. God, this is a long
Mm-mm.
interview. Okay, they're still talking about when security got a hold of him and dragged him out. Um, oh, they even have him over talking Nora.
Mm.
That's funny. Sorry. Um, um,
All right. Well, it's a long
yeah, it's
interview
in
because
here
we don't.
somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah. Dang, my congestion. I apologize. So, yeah, if you guys want to take time to read it, we have the link for it in the description. It is a very long interview.
Hmm.
Um, and because Trump likes to talk a lot.
Yeah. And then if you want to just listen to it, it's there up in the right hand corner of
Yes.
this of the transcript. All
Hmm.
right. That sounds good. All right. What do we have up next, there, ma'am?
Our last question to Grok was actually
Okay.
up.
Okay. And that question was what? Oh,
Is it
this is
true?
going to be. Go ahead.
Oh, the question you posed was, is it true the king that, well, you put the king, it was that King Charles was worried security concerns coming to the United States.
Mm,
Um, and that says, yes, it's actually true that there were some concerns raised for King Charles III's state visit to the United States, prompting review through the trip proceed, though the trip proceeded as planned. So, um, this was marking the 250th anniversary of independence.
mm-hmm.
Um, this was his first state visit to the U.S. as monarch, just days before a gunman attempted to storm or breach a White House Correspondents' Dinner event at the Washington Hilton Hotel, attended by the president. Yes, and then it goes, the incident led to Buckingham Palace and the UK government officials to review security arrangements for the royal visit. Discussions occurred on both sides of the Atlantic, about potential impacts on operational planning, with the emphasis on ensuring appropriate security in relation to the risk. UK ministers, including Chief Secretary to the Prime Minister, damn, that's a title, um, Darren Jones confirmed that the palace and the government take the king's security very seriously, with extensive prior planning already in place and ongoing talks with U.S. authorities, including the Secret Service. So, yeah, they ended up going through with it. So,
Wow.
and it all worked out well.
Right. And he's, I believe, still here. I think he leaves today, if I recall correctly.
I don't know. I wasn't really.
Yeah.
I don't really
I'm
pay too
not
much
really,
attention to
yeah,
him.
I'm not following him either. But
Yeah.
with that, he, oh, you know what we didn't grab?
What?
Yeah, the original video, fudge. All right, I'll try
You
to
mean of
have
his
that. Remember?
speech? I have his speech.
No. The original video that where Jimmy Kimmel says that the Jimmy Kimmel interview, and you cut off the last end of
Oh
the
yeah,
King
because it
Charles
was
part.
pertaining to this and I
Yeah,
forgot to grab it.
right.
Shoot. Yeah, he
That's
started
okay.
talking
Well,
about the King
yeah,
Charles coming for a visit.
right. And what he said, and we'll have it for Tuesday,
Hmm.
is that King Charles basically they did that. It's called LIE, witness news. And I'm telling you, what frickin' idiots. And they basically go up to people and make up a lie. And wait till you see the thing that happens with the King Charles episode. It's
Oh,
funny, but then you go, it's not funny. It's so sad how people are. It
yeah.
it truly is. I mean, they basically make up a lie. King Charles, took all the clouds out of the sky, and oh my gosh, yeah, that's so terrible, and blah blah.
And how many
Meanwhile,
people
there's
fall
cloud.
for it?
Yeah, exactly. How gullible they are. But it is, I thought, was hilarious. We'll get that for Monday.
Yeah,
Um,
what's funny is they know how gullible these people are, but still post their own damn rhetoric and lies and
right,
opinions
right,
as facts and get away with
yes,
it. So it's not
yes,
much different than what he does on his own show. So
right.
it's
If I
scary.
go and try to grab a crazy beat by while this next video is playing,
Yeah, I can
is that
post
okay
it.
for you to
Yeah,
run?
I should be
Okay,
able to run it.
all right,
I won't have much editing, but we'll have to only cover the part specifically about King Charles, and then we
right,
have
and that
to.
would be towards the end. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get the mark. Hit the mark. So,
Okay.
okay, up next. Now, I want to spend a little bit of time on this section because King Charles addresses Congress, and as you know, yesterday we showed you um, all of them standing up and clapping.
The No
Now,
Kings
praise
protesters supporting a
correct.
king.
Now, I heard a joke that he made during this speech. I heard
Okay.
one joke. Other than that, I know nothing about this. Crazy Bee knows nothing about this.
Yeah.
And what we wanted to have was a actual review
And if
to
I
the video and to see what he has to say to the American people and to Congress.
hmm and I can actually speed it up if he talks really slow.
Okay, that
So
yeah,
that way it
because it's
doesn't
what,
take the
like
full
20 minutes.
28 minutes.
Yeah, why don't you just do that? Why don't you start out at 1.5 speed, and then if we need to, we'll bump him up to 2.
Okay. But I want to
Okay,
make sure people can still hear him, and it's
right.
you know. So all right,
Yeah, if anybody in the chat thinks it's moving too fast,
let me
raise
know.
your hand. Yeah, raise your hand.
Well, if they raise their hand, I might not know what it's for, but just say too
Hey,
fast,
you
slow it
know what?
down.
What? Listen to me. You wave, you salute. You know what I mean? If they raise their hand, I'm sure you're going to see it. What are you talking
Yeah, but
about?
then what are they raising their hand for?
I don't know.
So just let me know if it's going too fast, okay? All right. Let's hit play and see where this goes.
The Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of Congress, representatives of the American people across all states, territories, cities, and communities. I would like, if I may, to take this opportunity to express my particular gratitude to you all for the great honor of addressing this joint meeting of Congress, and on behalf of the Queen and myself, to thank the American people for welcoming us to the United States to mark this semi-quincentennial year of the Declaration of Independence. And for all of that time, our destinies as nations have been interlinked. As Oscar Wilde said, we have really everything in common with America nowadays, except, of course, language. So, ladies and gentlemen, we meet in times of great uncertainty, in times of conflict from Europe to the Middle East, which pose immense challenges for the international community, and whose impact is felt in communities the length and breadth of our own countries. We meet, too, in the aftermath of the incident not far from this great building that sought to harm the leadership of your nation and to foment wider fear and discord. Let me say with unshakable resolve, such acts of violence will never succeed. Whatever our differences, whatever disagreements we may have, we stand united in our commitment to uphold democracy, to protect all our people from harm, and to salute the courage of those who daily risk their lives in the service of our countries. Standing here today, it is hard not to feel the weight of history on my shoulder, because the modern relationship between our two nations and our own peoples spans not merely 250 years, but over 4 centuries. It is extraordinary to think that I am the 19th in our line of sovereigns to study with daily attention the affairs of America. So I come here today with the highest respect for the United States Congress, this citadel of democracy created to represent the voice of all American people to advance sacred rights and freedoms. Speaking in this renowned chamber of debate and deliberation, I cannot help but think of my late mother, Queen Elizabeth, who in 1991 was also afforded this signal honor and similarly spoke under the watchful eye of the Statue of Freedom above us. Today, I am here on this great occasion in the life of our nations to express the highest regard and friendship of the British people to the people of the United States. Now, as you may know, when I address my own Parliament at Westminster, we still follow an age-old tradition and take a Member of Parliament hostage, holding him or her at Buckingham Palace until I am safely returned. These days, we look after our guests rather well, to the point that they often do not want to leave.
And I don't know if people understand, like, because the parliament for a long time hated the monarchs and would try to harm them. So, yes, it's one of those bizarre traditions that he's joking about. But yeah, Parliament has never really cared for the monarchs, and the monarchs really don't have much say anymore. They're pretty much just figureheads for Europe. So, there's that.
I don't know, Mr. Speaker, if there were any volunteers for that role here today. As I look back across the centuries, Mr. Speaker, there emerge certain patterns, certain self-evident truths from which we can learn and draw mutual strength. With the spirit of 1776 in our minds, we can perhaps agree that we do not always agree, at least in the first instance. Indeed, the very principle on which your Congress was founded, no taxation without representation, was at once a fundamental disagreement between us, and at the same time a shared democratic value which you inherited from us. Ours is a partnership born out of dispute, but no less strong for it. So perhaps in this example, we can discern that our nations are in fact...
I just want to point out the irony that we pitched a fit over, like, what was it, 2-3% tax, and now we're paying like 21% of our taxes out of our checks every time we get paid. And then we look at our sales taxes and stuff like that. Um, um, uh, yeah, there's a bit of irony in this. We literally revolted over that. So, anywho, um, the history is entertaining.
Act instinctively like-minded, a product of the
I
common
have a
democratic legal.
if you want them.
Sorry, Dee, what was that?
I have a bunch of tea bags if you want them.
Yeah, and now we're taxed out the nose more than England ever taxed us. Somehow it's okay.
Exactly. Yep.
I think he should have made a good point about that. Like, y'all revolted against us over like 3%, and now you're paying how much every paycheck and every time you go in a store?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's I wonder. Let me go while this is playing. Let me go look real quick and see. Well, first I dropped that video that we'll
I
be able
saw
to
that.
look at the. Okay, but let me go look and see how much, if I can, that England pays in taxes.
Okay.
Just a rough idea.
Uh-huh.
Federal to fair.
All right. Let me hit play and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
legal and social traditions in which our governance is rooted to this day. Drawing on these values and traditions, time and again, our two countries have always found ways to come together. And by Jove, Mr. Speaker, when we have found that way to agree, what great change is brought about, not just for the benefit of our peoples, but of all people. This, I believe, is the special ingredient in our relationship. As President Trump himself observed during his state visit to Britain last autumn, the bond of kinship and identity between America and the United Kingdom is priceless and eternal. It is irreplaceable and unbreakable. Mr. Speaker, this is by no means my first visit to Washington, D.C., the capital of this great republic. It is, in fact, my 20th visit to the United States.
Wait, he
Yes.
just called it a republic.
Yes. I
Wow.
didn't hear him call it anything.
I didn't hear anything about democracy. We are a republic
Nope.
with democratic representation. Yeah. Gotta love it when history slaps some people in the face. And yet there's Democrats in there applauding all of this,
Right.
acting
don't
like
get
it's
it.
the best thing in the world, and they don't realize how stupid they are.
Well, when you have Ilhan saying we were in World War 11, is it any
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I figured it out. She somehow saw the future and the Nazis make a return
There you go.
so many times
you
and then it
go.
ends up at 11. There we go.
Right, there you go.
Seriously, our leaders are imbeciles.
It is.
No, I get this is out of respect for a former parent nation, and you know he's showing respect to us. We're showing respect to him, mutual, because we're supposed to be allies. Except really there ain't been too much ally other than like 9/11. So
plus they really can't stand us
yeah,
right
because
now.
we don't agree with
The
them
UK.
and their BS.
Right.
So I'm amazed this went as well as it did without more tension in it. I
Correct.
really thought
They
there would have
said
been
it was
more.
a very they said it was a lighthearted speech that he gave, that he told numerous jokes throughout the speech, and that it was well received by everybody, especially the Dems.
He's doing. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with some of this stuff. Other than he should have pointed out that it's funny how we end up paying a lot more in taxes than we originally fought over. So, you know, I would have said something like that, but that's me.
Oh, let's hit play and see what else he has to say.
Yep.
And my first as king and head of the Commonwealth. This is a city which symbolizes a period in our shared history, or what Charles Dickens might have called a tale of two Georges.
That one was actually good.
First President George Washington and my 5 times great-grandfather, King George III.
Yep.
King George, as you know, never set foot in America. And please rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, I am not here as part of some cunning rearguard action.
I gotta give him
The
credit.
founding fathers were bold and imaginative rebels with a cause. 250 years ago, or as we say in the United Kingdom, just the other day.
Because they've been around for so damn long. They
So
can
long,
absolutely
exactly.
say it just the other day. God, we're talking since what? The fourth or fifth
Wow,
century?
the 14th, yep.
All the way forward? Wow. I mean, just think about that history. And I love that he's doing the historical stuff and pointing out,
Yes.
we were a rebel with a cause. We had a good reason to do this.
Yes.
And, I find it funny that the Democrats are there applauding as well, because don't they hate the founding fathers' ideologies and all the slavery
Yes,
and all
they
that shit?
do. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just making sure. But I do love how he's going with the jokes. He is really good with the historical jokes.
They declared independence. By balancing contending forces and drawing strength in the diversity, they united 13 disparate colonies to forge a nation on the revolutionary idea of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They carried with them and carried forward the great inheritance of the British Enlightenment, as well as the ideals which had an even deeper history in English common law and Magna Carta. These roots run deep, and they are still vital. Our Declaration of Rights of 1689 was not only the foundation of our constitutional monarchy, but also provided the source of so many of the principles reiterated, often verbatim, in the American Bill of Rights of 1791. And those roots go even further back in history. The US Supreme Court Historical Society has calculated that Magna Carta is cited in at least 160 Supreme Court cases since 1789, not least as the foundation of the principle that executive power is subject to checks and balances.
The only problem is now there's corruption in those checks and balances, and it's making justice and legality of things really blurry.
Correct.
And yeah, he's right about the fact that, they basically, after we said, screw you and your taxes, take your tea back, Boston became, go grab some tea from the bay, you'll be good.
Right.
But no, they basically, not long after, took our concept of a constitution and merged it with their monarchy. And then it eventually became a parliament, that what they put together. So, I mean, they took some ideas from us and we took some ideas from them, and oh wow, look at that, we all get along now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reason why there stands a stone by the River Thames at Runnymede, where Magna Carta was signed in the year 1215. This stone records that an acre of that ancient and historic site was given to the United States of America by the people of the United Kingdom to symbolize our shared resolve in support of liberty and in memory of President John F. Kennedy. Distinguished members of the 119th Congress, it is here in these very halls that this spirit of liberty and the promise of America's founders is present in every session and every vote cast, not by the will of one, but by the deliberation of many, representing the living mosaic of the United States. In both of our countries, it is the very fact of our vibrant, diverse, and free societies that gives us our collective strength, including to support victims of some of the ills that so tragically exist in both our societies today. And, Mr. Speaker,
Why didn't he go on about what these ills are in our societies today?
Right.
I want a little more detail there, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just shift it over to Mr. Speaker.
Yeah. And I wonder if that was an intentional type,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean, dig towards the Republican Party.
Yeah, I think it might have been because, again, as we know in the UK, they've basically took in and said, you know what, we're screwed, take us over. They fought so
Mm-hmm.
much against the Muslims over the decades, as well as the Romans and the Italians. They all decided that the Muslims were bad for trying to invade, and now, hundreds of years later, they just rolled over and took it.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem to think America should do the same.
Exactly.
No. So I'm not sure exactly which ills he is speaking of, but I would sure like to see if he gives a list and, maybe explains it point by point.
Or give an example. Let's hear at least one example of an ill.
Yeah, but
Oh, I know. Maybe he's talking about Ilhan Omar.
and her World War 11.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Ill. I know.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Um, yeah, I want to get through a little bit more of this. I don't think he's actually going to go into detail because, that
Right.
would be too responsible
Right.
and then he'd have to deal with
Right.
pushback and stuff.
Let's
So, but
let's
let's
see
take,
where he goes.
yep, that's what I was just going to say.
Many here, and for myself, the Christian faith is a firm anchor and daily inspiration that guides us, not only personally.
That
Uh-huh.
that's not what he technically said when he refused to give a speech for Easter, but he gave one for
That's
Ramadan.
correct. Uh-huh.
Wait a minute. Hold up. He is so full of shit right there.
Yeah, he is.
Why is he going to sit there and say the Christian religion is our anchor, but you literally told the Christians to F off?
Mm-hmm.
And you're throwing Christians in jail in favor of people who don't even have a legal citizenship in your country.
In the country. In your own country.
But
That's
you're
correct.
imprisoning your citizens for not wanting to deal with that. But nope,
Right.
Christianity's our anchor. What?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. I'm calling it when I see it, and I know you do the same. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let's listen to a little bit more.
Guides us not only personally, but together as members of our community. Having devoted a large part of my life to interfaith relationships and
There we go. There's the
a
word.
greater understanding, it is that faith in the triumph of light over darkness, which I have found confirmed countless times. Through it, I am inspired by the profound respect that develops as people of different faiths grow in their understanding of each other.
There it is.
There it is, right there. There it is.
The Muslims have zero tolerance for Christians, especially the radicals that he is talking to. They don't care to understand us. They will tell you whatever you need to hear so they get a foot in the door. I'm not saying all Muslims. I'm not saying they're all bad. There are some that are peaceful. They would be taken out by the radicals. Okay, they do exist. But the ones he is talking about that are taking over the parliament where he lives and basically saying screw the people who were born and raised here for 18 centuries.
Yep.
Yeah, that's scary. I'm not comfortable with him talking this way. That scares me.
Well, I'm not comfortable with the Republicans clapping.
I'm sure they're doing this out of politeness more than anything. I really am. Basically, they're just trying to save face and not cause any problems. Anyone with a brain would not agree with that statement that he just made. I do think we need our religions of the world to tolerate each other better, but there are going to be radicals who have zero tolerance.
Yeah, on all sides of in every religion.
Uh-huh. And I do think he needs to be a little bit more cautious about how quickly he jumps onto oh, they're just trying to understand each other.
Mm-hmm.
Iran is not trying to
That's not.
understand us. Palestine is
That's
not trying to
correct.
understand us. Afghanistan,
Nope.
Nigeria, Ethiopia, quite a few of those
Pakistan. Yep.
places.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Somalia does not want to understand us. They just want our money.
They want the money. They want the money.
So, yeah,
Send it in an airplane, and we let it walk right out the door.
it's in a suitcase. Who the hell carries that much money on a vacation to a country that's war torn? Something. It's the country they
Well,
fled and begged for refuge from, but they're still going back for vacations to visit family and taking suitcases of money. Something
and
does
it's
not
the
add up
same. It's the same people. It
over and
isn't
over
different.
again
Yeah, it'd be like me and you traveling over and over every month with suitcases of money.
to a country we fled because of
Mm-hmm.
oppression and
Uh-huh.
threats to our safety. Uh-huh. Okay. Someone in customs and immigration nonsense did not do a good job.
Exactly.
So, all right, let's hear what else he's got to add.
Yes.
It is why it is my hope, my prayer, that in these turbulent times, working together and with our international partners, we can stem the beating of plowshares into swords. I am mindful that we are still in the season of Easter, the season that most strengthens my hope. It is why I believe with all my heart that the essence of our two nations is a generosity of spirit and a duty to foster compassion, to promote peace, to deepen mutual understanding, and to value all people of all faiths and of none.
There you go. There you
There,
go. Yep.
I will value people who do not try to force their ways upon me. That sounds fair, doesn't it? So why are we expected to go to jail
Choose
for
out that
criticizing someone of a different faith for something they
correct,
actually did wrong,
wrong. Yep.
and yet
And
I
it's
go to
happening.
jail?
Correct. And that includes even posting a negative comment
Uh,
on Facebook.
oh, didn't they try saying they wanted to do international prosecution of people from
Yes.
other countries that
Yes,
criticized
ma'am.
them?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
ma'am.
They tried that shit, and Elon Musk is like, haha, no.
Yep. Screw you.
Yeah. Um,
And thank God that there is an Elon Musk stand up for that,
yeah, because
right?
I
Because
guarantee
the
if he didn't,
previous owners,
yup.
that wouldn't have happened.
And if it weren't for him, then Facebook and the other companies wouldn't have the backbone to do it either.
Correct.
Someone had
Yep.
to step up first, and he did a very good job on it. I don't agree with everything Elon says and does, but kudos where it's
Well,
due.
that's the thing about any, I think, in my opinion, any elected official, even people that do volunteer work that are in higher positions.
Hmm.
You're not going to agree with everything they say. Cripe, my own friends, I don't agree with everything. We
Yeah,
don't agree on
that's part of
everything.
life.
Yeah, but we're able to work through it, right? And
Uh-huh.
say, okay, I see your point, you see my point, and we're
Move on.
able to move on.
Yeah.
And the interesting piece is, and we're mature enough that if something happens, say within that topic of discussion, if something is to come up, we could still talk about it. It isn't like hidden under the rug, like, oh my God, I can't talk to Crazy B because I like, pink bows, and she only likes orange ones.
Yeah.
I mean, uh,
That's ridiculous.
yeah, if a pink bow happens to pop up, I get to go to Crazy. Oh, look, I got a new pink bow. Don't you just love it? And she's like, fuck that shit.
No,
I
I'll
like it
be like,
only in
good
orange.
for you. I'm glad
Yeah.
you got it.
Yeah.
Great. That's wonderful. I'm so happy you
Yeah.
got that. I can still be
Uh-huh.
that person. I don't
Uh-huh.
have to agree. I don't have to like it, but I can still
Right.
be supportive and kind
Cordial. Yeah.
and decent.
Kind and yeah. Right.
You don't have to be so hateful. But yet, all we see online is they don't believe exactly what I believe, so they are horrible. Attack them, yell at them, scream at them.
Uh-huh.
That is not okay. Like, I've said it a million times. My neighbor, sweetheart, I finally got to talk to her for a while. Wonderful person, but the day Trump got elected, boy, she was screaming. And that's okay. I don't hold it against her. She has her reasons
Right.
for doing what she does. I have my reasons. She's not volatile or horrible. We're peaceful with each other. We're cordial. We are not going to talk probably politics anytime, but
Right.
she's a great person in general. So why would I throw all of that out the window over
Right.
politics? I have
Exactly.
family that is more extreme right than I am, and I have family that's more
Right.
extreme left. And,
Right.
some of them it
Left.
just really got out of hand and I had to stop talking to them, but the others I can tolerate. I can talk to. We can still be family and friends and all that even if we don't agree. And like my daughter is still learning to the agree to disagree, or just we can
Mm-hmm.
still talk about it even if you don't agree with me. We're still working on that, but she's young and she'll get there,
Right.
because even if she may support something I don't agree with, I'm going to express why I feel this way. She can express why she feels that way, but we can still agree to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to be mad at her. I'm not going to disown her. I'm not going to kick her out or threaten her or anything like that. It, why would I do that? That's stupid. That is the and this is why I can't stand the way society is coming out with this such aggressive territorial nonsense about
Yes.
beliefs. Like,
Yes.
quit peeing on every
Like
conversation.
my
It's
way.
okay.
Yeah. Like my way's the only way.
Yeah, it's got to stop, people.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I agree with him. We need to get along, but that's not just all of us caving to one group that's extreme. That extremist group needs to
Right.
learn to shut up and listen and
Back
think
up.
for a minute.
Right.
I'm going to be very honest because I've had some wonderful conversations with Muslims. I've had some amazing conversations with them. I'm not mad at them as a group. I'm mad at the extremists. I'm going to make it
Right.
clear. So, all right. I know he's got more to say, and we're running low on time, so I'm going to shut up and try to get through this, but still not get us any copyright problems.
Okay.
And they clap for 5 minutes.
The alliance that our two nations have built over the centuries, and for which we are profoundly grateful to the American people, is truly unique. And that alliance is part of what Henry Kissinger described as Kennedy's soaring vision of an Atlantic
I don't
partnership
like
based
Kissinger,
on
but
twin
okay.
pillars, Europe and America. That partnership, I believe, Mr. Speaker, is more
I
important
thought you
today
said you were
than it
going to
has
be
ever.
quiet.
I kept it playing. I just said I don't like Kissinger. I didn't like him. He was a bad guy. I really didn't care for him. And by the way, when it
It's
comes to
play.
the
It's
alliance,
play.
we saved their ass more than they saved us.
The first reigning British sovereign to set foot in America was my grandfather, King George VI. He visited in 1939 with my beloved grandmother, Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. Forces of fascism in Europe were on the march. Sometime before the United States had joined us in the defense of freedom, our shared values prevailed. Today, we find ourselves in a new era, but those values remain. It is an era that is in many ways more volatile, more dangerous than the world to which my late mother spoke in this chamber in 1991. The challenges we face are too great for any one nation to bear alone. But in this unpredictable environment, our alliance cannot rest on past achievements or assume that foundational principles simply endure. As my Prime Minister said last month, ours is an indispensable partnership. We must not disregard everything that has sustained us for the last 80 years. Instead, we must build on it. Renewal today starts with security. The United Kingdom recognizes that the threats we face demand a transformation in British defence. That is why our country, in order to be fit for the future, is committed to the biggest sustained increase in defence spending since the Cold War. during part of which, over 50 years ago, I served with immense pride in the Royal Navy, following the naval footsteps of my father, Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, my grandfather, King George VI, my great-uncle, Lord Mountbatten, and my great-grandfather, King George V. This year, of course, also marks the 25th anniversary of 9/11. This atrocity was a defining moment for America, and your pain and shock were felt around the whole world. During my visit to New York, my wife and I will again pay our respects to the victims, families, and the bravery shown in the face of terrible loss. We stood with you then, and we stand with you now in solemn remembrance of a day that shall never be forgotten. In the immediate aftermath,
Do you want to continue this or do you want to jump to the next thing?
No. Yeah, let's finish up.
Okay.
I think, I mean, despite our not knowing what the heck he said, we kind of see the direction that he's in.
Yeah.
It's basically a fluff piece, in my opinion.
That's what it sounds like to me too.
Uh-huh. You know, just throw out some facts, say we're going to stick together, and, you know, basically they need us more than we need them.
Uh-huh.
You know, if anything is to happen in that part of the world, the U.S. came to bail them out, and I think the expectation is that we would bail them out again. I mean, he did say that I do believe that they had one of the higher increases, or they increased their contribution to NATO.
Uh-huh.
And what I find interesting about that is, you know, Trump's trying to get out of NATO, so
Yeah.
I don't know. So real quick then, I did a
This
quick Google search on yeah, well, I have that in this 1 second, but I
uh-huh.
did a quick Google search on the taxes. So the average English person generally faces a lower effective income tax and Social Security rate compared to the US.
Mm-hmm.
So we need the tea bags back.
Yep.
Or we need the boat back. Are we going back? Maybe. I don't know. That'd be worse actually right now. Previous to the invasion of and onslaught of illegal aliens in their countries. Perhaps it might have been a wise move to make, but yeah, they're paying. We went through the Boston Tea Party for taxes, and we're paying a much higher rate now.
Yeah. We need the Tea Party back. I think that would
Yes,
be a great idea.
and that was with Sarah. What was her name? Last name? Palin.
Sarah Palin,
Wasn't
yes.
she was the Tea Party? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Four Corners, good to see you.
Okay. You sent this
Okay, so
over.
we had the last, this was the video that we played the other day. And so this, at the 10:38 mark, is where Jimmy Kimmel's talking about King Charles being here. And this is where they do the live TV. So I
Okay.
find it hilarious. Could have been because it was lack of sleep, but let's see if you guys agree.
All right, let me hit play. I bumped it back a few seconds just to make sure we get
Okay.
it.
Okay.
King Charles and Queen Camilla, who arrived at the White House for what is scheduled to be a 4-day visit
Take it
to
off
the United
of
States. Despite the
or
obvious
whatever you
security
have it
concerns,
on.
the king decided to go ahead with the trip.
What was that?
Can you take it back off? Put it back on regular speed?
Wait, hold on. It should be. Yeah, playback speed is normal.
It's normal?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought it sounded like it was on.
No. Because that was the other video I had was able to download and share.
Okay, gotcha. I gotcha.
So, yep,
Sorry.
it's okay.
It sounded just super fast to me.
It's all right.
He said he'd be damned if he lets anything stand in the way of him finally getting his hands on one of those Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco. And we're very hospitable. We wanted to make sure the King's visit was fun. So we went out onto Hollywood Boulevard to get opinions from folks on the street about some things Charles did while he was here, even though he hadn't arrived yet. And we made all the things up for a special King Charles edition of Live Witness News.
We've seen the clips. King Charles is in America right now.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff. Oh that he's here on something about like on Instagram that his like wife is what's it called? She's like some celebrity or something, and he's coming over here to Hollywood.
She's a Kardashian.
Yeah.
What did you think of the viral clip of King Charles cutting the line at Disneyland over the weekend?
I think he needs to get to the back of the line. Everyone needs to wait in line at Disneyland. It doesn't matter who you are. It is not your right to cut the line at Disneyland, King Charles. There's only one king at Disneyland, and that is Mickey Mouse.
Well, what did you think when King Charles gave Donald Trump the first ever Buckingham Peace Prize?
Well, that was bullshit.
When you saw the clip, was it something you said to the TV?
Yeah, like what the I mean, how the is this possible? This corrupt ass he's just an orange clown. I have the right to say it no matter who is offended. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm giving you my opinion.
What did you think of the pictures of King Charles on Venice Beach shirtless? Did you think the king would have so many back tattoos?
When I think of King Charles with the tattoos, I never thought he would even have a tattoo. I don't even have a tattoo myself.
Here's one with meaning. It's Calvin peeing on the 13 original colonies. Is that cool for a king to have?
No, that definitely is not cool to have that tattoo on, especially a king of England.
Yeah.
It's, it's very immature.
I'm sorry, that was a good one.
I mean, how gullible.
I think they're actors. I think these are actors, not actual people on the street.
They're paid?
I think they're actors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this guy right here. If you look at these teeth, yes, they look like crackhead's teeth, but they're really, really white for a crackhead's teeth.
White.
And I think they're the little pop-in ones.
That's possible, and it is possible he uses, some whitening toothpaste, for all you know, is given out at the shelter.
Yeah, it could be anything, but I'm just saying, to me, it could be paid actors.
Okay.
It's a possibility.
I don't disagree. I mean,
but it's still funny.
It is funny. Yeah, keep going.
I like it. I like the Calvin peeing on the 13 states because a friend of mine used to have the Calvin peeing on the Ford for the trucks. It was freaking funny.
Yes.
So, all right.
The King of England is he's just like a pimple waiting to be popped.
Your opinions are so strong. I want to crown you the king of Hollywood Boulevard.
No, well, hold on. You don't do the king.
What would you, as king of Hollywood, like to say to the king of England?
Get the out this country. Go home. Learn you some other manners. When you come into my house, you take your shoes off at my show.
Okay, I'm trying to keep us from getting copyrights here.
Right.
That guy's funny, and I really do think this is paid actors, but that is great. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Take your shoes off.
Right. So we won't play the rest so we don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
But Crazy B, if you would put in the show notes to go to 10:37 or 5 or whatever.
Oh no, when you sent the
guys,
link,
that's where
it
you
already
can
had the
find
timestamp attached to it. So it will pick
Cool.
up. Or no,
Okay,
wait, no,
awesome.
it didn't. No, I
Okay.
apologize, it didn't. But here, I'm gonna put it in anyways, and I'll put in with the
Okay.
timestamp.
Okay, so you'll have the timestamp of where to pick it up at. And if you want to continue laughing, I found it hysterical. I mean, whatever.
I'm allowed to laugh at
All
people
right.
even if I don't agree with them.
Right. Okay, so with that being said, then that is the end of the Kimmy Jimmel's Tribble tirade of the other night on in response to what the Trumps had to say about firing him.
Yeah.
And
I think it was funny.
with that goes, what do we have up next, Crazy
We
B?
do have just this last bit with the
Yeah.
state licensing.
Yes. So the FCC is going to be pulling. They're challenging ABC station licenses amid the Jimmy Kimmel controversy.
Mm-hmm.
So Trump says that he appreciates so many people that are incensed by Kimmel's. Okay, I missed that. That's okay. You can see that in the beginning. You're
Oh, the video? Do
definitely
you want me
going
to
to have
back the video up? And
Oh, yeah. Or that's okay. They can see it.
okay,
Or let's see. Go ahead, hit play. Let's see.
let me unmute it. It's only 43
I can't.
seconds.
Yeah, I can't recall what she says here.
President Donald Trump is calling for late-night host Jimmy Kimmel to be fired after saying Melania Trump had a glow like an expectant widow days before this weekend shooting incident. In a social media post, Trump says he's grateful that so many people are incensed by what he calls Kimmel's despicable call to violence. He adds that Kimmel should be immediately fired by Disney, ABC. Melania Trump responding to Kimmel today as well, referring to his comments as hateful and violent rhetoric that is intended to divide the country. She called on ABC to take a stand against Kimmel.
Okay. Let's see what the article is. That basically the same?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It's different. Yeah, if you could enlarge it, please.
1 second. Was just grabbing a drink.
That's what I was doing as well.
My mouth was so dry. Okay, let's drop this in. There we go.
Okay, so as the Trump administration pressures ABC to fire Jimmy Kimmel, the Trump-aligned FCC is challenging the network station's licenses, setting up a legal battle with ABC parent company Disney. If you recall correctly, how far back was that? That Disney had a new chairman, came back
Oh, that was
from,
about
remember?
5 years ago?
Is it that long ago?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a while.
And so the last issue that they were facing was with The View being
Mm-hmm.
called out to cancel. So that's what this is about. So Disney's ABC is hereby directed to file license renewals for all of their licensed TV stations within 30 days. In other words, by May 28th of 2026, the agency said in an order published Tuesday afternoon. And we know that there is a new head of the FCC that is more in agreement and alignment with Trump, despite it supposedly to be a separate entity
Yes.
similar to the Federal Reserve, right?
We know how
And
that works.
so, So the order will not affect the local stations right away. It is just the start of a protracted legal process, and ABC has broad legal protections. Nevertheless, the FCC order is an extraordinary escalation by the Trump administration. While the FCC asserts the license review is related to ongoing probe into Disney's diversity initiatives, it is being widely viewed as a form of government retaliation for airing Kimmel's show and resisting Trump's pressure. This weapon certainly hasn't been deployed against a major broadcaster in many decades, public interest lawyer Andrew J. Schwartzman told CNN. Disney responded to the FCC action by saying that ABC and its stations have a long record of operating in full compliance with FCC rules and serving their local communities with trusted news, emergency information, and public interest programming. We are confident that our record demonstrates the continued qualifications as licenses under the Communications Act and the First Amendment we're prepared to show through the appropriate legal channels, the Disney statement said. Our focus remains, as always, on serving viewers in the local communities where our stations operate. Earlier, Disney executives opted not to respond to Trump's Monday afternoon Truth Social post blaming Kimmel for Saturday's shooting incident outside the White House Correspondents' Dinner and saying he should be fired immediately.
I need to scroll down. Yep.
Okay. But actions speak louder than words, and Disney's actions have shown support for Kimmel. Airing his show Monday night was the strongest defense of all, particularly because the show was briefly suspended last fall and an earlier campaign of government pressure against ABC. Could you enlarge that a little bit more, please, Crazy Bee?
Sure can.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bump it up one more.
Okay. Kimmel stands his ground in his Monday night monologue. Kimmel said his comment last week that has garnered so much criticism in the wake of the shooting about First Lady Melania Trump looking like an expected widow was a joke about the fact that Trump is almost 80 and she's younger than I am.
I got a question about that. He's had all weekend to come up with that cover his ass story.
Yes, and that's the best he could come up with. Yeah. Why didn't he just apologize?
Ego.
Kimmel told viewers, Trump is allowed to say whatever he wants to say, as are you, and as I am, and as all of us. Because under the First Amendment, we have, as Americans, the right to free speech. That is not a true statement. You don't always get to say everything you want to say, when you want to say it, and where you want to say it. There are repercussions for what you say.
Yep.
Kimmel's monologue has racked up millions of views on YouTube and has garnered him widespread praise from TV critics and free expression advocates. It also attracted even more criticism from the White House on Tuesday, with Communications Director Stephen Chung assailing Kimmel for not apologizing and insisting that ABC needs to fire him immediately. Then word of the FCC license examination came down. The FCC is the U.S. government agency that manages the use of public spectrum by granting licenses to local radio and TV stations. Licensees apply for renewals every 8 years, and licenses are virtually never revoked. But in the Trump era, the FCC is wielding its power in new ways. Tuesday's order involves the 8 ABC stations that Disney owns and operates in cities such as New York and Chicago, not the 200 plus ABC affiliated stations across the United States that are owned by other companies. The 8 licenses in question aren't due for renewal for years, but FCC Chair Brendan Carr signaled last month that he might take this step, writing on X. The Communications Act authorizes the FCC to call in licenses for early renewal. It does kind of sound retaliatory, doesn't it?
It does sound retaliatory this way, yeah. Trump can call for it, but the fact that they're actually taking action seems really suspicious.
Yes. The FCC had not filed an early renewal order in decades, according to a source familiar with the matter, until Monday, when the agency took action against a small station license holder called Bridge News. Both Bridge and Disney will now go through a lengthy hearing process, giving the stations multiple chances to respond. The legal standard for denying a license renewal is almost insurmountable, Schwartzman told CNN, adding that a hearing and subsequent judicial review would take years. during which time the broadcaster can continue to operate as normal. The FCC said in its Tuesday paperwork that it has been investigating Disney's ABC stations for possible violations of the Communications Act of 1934 and the FCC rules, including the agency's prohibition on unlawful discrimination. Carr, following the president's lead, has depicted diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) programs at companies like Disney as discriminatory and has pushed media companies to abandon those programs. In a recent podcast taping with Katie Miller, wife of Trump's Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, Carr said the investigation of Disney has surfaced evidence that suggests the company was dividing and categorizing employees based on race and gender.
Oh.
He said that could raise character questions about the company, seemingly justifying a review of Disney licenses, since the FCC is charged with evaluating the character of license holders.
Okay,
The
so there's more
FCC,
to it than just Trump demanding
than
something.
just the right.
Oh.
The FCC sent a letter of inquiry to ABC about its daytime talk show, here we go, The View, earlier this year, signaling an investigation into whether equal time rules were violated. Liberal commentary on The View has long fueled conservative complaints about media bias. Now, I do believe we may have mentioned it
We did.
regarding The View, that they tend to have left-leaning guests, and even if a right-leaning guest does appear, they tend to
outnumber them.
blow over them.
Yeah.
Yes, outnumber them, outmaneuver them.
And they're supposed to have equal number of Republican hosts,
yes.
but there's only like one or two Republican hosts, and they're not even really Republican.
Yes, there's only one, and they would be a rhino if they're not a Democrat, to be
so it's
quite honest
completely biased, and
yes, biased.
So much for equal time and all that. I hate that show. I can't watch it.
Right. When the process is the pressure, the FCC enforcement powers are limited, which is why numerous analysts and the FCC's lone Democrat commissioner, Ana Gomez, have suggested that the process is the intended punishment. Gomez on Tuesday criticized her commission's order, calling it the most egregious action this FCC has taken in violation of the First Amendment to date.
Hold on one second.
As part of
where was this complaint when they started silencing everyone under COVID?
Oh, good question.
Just asking.
Yeah, good question. Press freedom advocates say Disney has numerous legal lines of defense. The First Amendment and FCC's mandate do not permit the agency to use broadcast licenses as weapons to punish broadcasters for constitutionally protected content they air, Seth Stern, chief of advocacy for the Freedom of the Press Foundation, said in a statement. Brendan Carr was once a serious communications lawyer and has repeatedly and correctly said that the FCC has no role in policing content, whether news reporting or comedians' late-night jokes. Carr's decision to abandon his principles to kiss up to Trump to advance his career does not change the law that Carr knows full well applies, Stern added. The FCC is neither the journalism police nor the humor police. This is nothing but illegal jawboning intended to intimidate ABC into kissing the ring.
Okay, if they're not there to police, then why do we have a licensing system in the first place? Right. Losing your license is a punishment for violating some kind of law, right? Okay, just
Now,
making sure.
okay, so let's go back to that piece. The guy might have had me bought or sold on his argument until his very last fucking paragraph.
Yep. This right here.
Yep, right there. He totally destroyed his argument. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Those, what, 2 sentences? Right?
3, I think, in total.
3 sentences. He blew his whole argument out of the water. Because it's quite obvious that he is biased in his comments, which now leads me to believe that I would have to go back and verify everything that he had to say.
Yeah. The FCC exists for a reason.
Exactly.
And they are there to police, to make sure the media
Yeah.
does not get out of hand. That's
Correct.
why they were there in the first place.
Yes.
Yet, I agree, freedom of speech, but if our own media, and hey JJ, good to see you.
Yeah, hi JJ.
If our own media starts becoming a propaganda tool, which it's been for a long
Which
time,
it is. Yes, ma'am.
they were supposed to step in and stop it.
Correct.
If they started doing the call to violence against our politicians, they were supposed to be there to stop it.
Right.
You're not supposed to do that on your public media. So they absolutely violated. From what they're saying, it's not about what they're airing, it's about the practices behind the scene. The unfair hiring practices, the discrimination, the classifying people by race and gender, which is absolutely not supposed to happen thanks to the civil rights nonsense. Well, I can't say nonsense. Some of it is worthwhile, but you're not supposed to be basing on race and gender because of all the civil rights movement stuff going on through the 60s to get it where it is. They absolutely are not supposed to do that. So this is not necessarily about what Jimmy Kimmel had to say, but there's other things behind it too. So is this them bending the knee to Trump, or is it just awkward timing that it happened to happen at the same time?
I don't. Because they already had in place.
Yes.
They were going after The View.
Yes. And they were also looking into Disney for other things too. Like we were saying, the hiring practices. It just so happened to coincide when Trump started demanding firing.
Yes.
So it could be coincidence, more than likely is Occam's razor. But yeah, the FCC is absolutely supposed to. Do we remember them going after Eminem back in the late 90s, early 2000s? Eminem was really a problem.
Yeah, Crazy B. We were getting ready to go into. It's almost 9:00. We were getting ready to go into the White House Correspondents' Dinner, but I sent something over to you. Why don't we end the show with this?
Okay.
And this is exactly. Let's do a quick run through about the FCC and what their role is. In.
Okay, hold on. I gotta drop this into the
Within
show
government.
notes too.
Yeah. Right. And if you wouldn't mind, you want to read that and skim through and do whatever?
Hold on, I gotta first put this all into one place.
One moment, please. Ding, 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 dong, ding, dong. One moment, please, while Crazy Bee drops things into the show notes. As you know.
Gotta.
As a reminder, we will be off on Monday and at this moment on Friday as well. We will see you on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be in the first week of May. Actually, it'll be May the 5th. Hard to believe.
Okay.
Okay, so
Oh, did you want me to read it or you read it?
yeah, go ahead, you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the
I'm
Federal
done.
Communications Commission, FCC, is an agency, the United States federal government, that regulates communications by radio, television, wire, internet, Wi-Fi, satellite, and cable across the United States. The FCC maintains jurisdiction over areas of broadband access, fair competition, radio frequency use, media responsibility, public safety, and homeland security. It was established in 1934 to replace the radio regulation functions of the previous Federal Radio Commissions. That was because we didn't really have widespread TV back then. In case people don't know, that was it. The FCC took over wire communications regulations from Interstate Commerce Commission. The FCC mandated jurisdiction over the across jurisdiction covers the 50 states, the District of Columbia, and the territories of the United States. The FCC provides varying degrees of cooperation, oversight, and leadership in similar communication bodies in other countries in North America. So I am assuming that's Canada and Mexico. The FCC is funded entirely by regulatory fees. It is an estimated fiscal 2022 budget of $388 million. It employs a total of 143 federal personnel as of 2022.
So 1,433.
Yeah, sorry. So basically, their job is.
That's a lot of.
Go ahead.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What the hell do they do with all that money?
Basically make sure the communication ways aren't invaded by foreign countries and hijacked and taken over and various other things.
Okay.
And also making sure our own people are not putting other nonsense out there.
That comes through them versus Homeland Security then? Or they work hand in hand?
They work hand in hand. Because, like, if you catch someone on, like, CB radio plotting to take over the world, they're going to step in.
Right.
So, you know.
So this would include, like, ham
stuff.
radios? This would include ham radios as well?
I believe
so. What
about,
out of curiosity, what about drones? Do we know?
Drones are the FAA.
Okay. All right.
Because they fly. So, if I remember correctly, and local authorities handle drones. I like this right here. The FCC, the mandate of the FCC is to make available, so far as possible, to all people of the United States without discrimination on bias of race, color, origin, national origin, or sex, rapid, efficient, nationwide, and worldwide wire and radio communication services with adequate facilities and responsible charges. Well, if Disney violated this entire discrimination part, they're in trouble. Furthermore, the act provides.
If I recall in that, there's documentation and emails, text messages that went back and forth with not blatant discrimination.
Yeah.
You know, you will hire blacks and Hispanics over whites, things of that nature.
Yep.
So their ass is pretty much grass at this point.
They're cooked. And I just want to read this last statement from them, and then we can be done. It says, furthermore, the Act provides that the FCC was created for the purpose of national defense and for the purpose of promoting safety of life and property through the use of wire and radio communications.
There you go.
So if anyone violates much of this, there's penalties. And there are fines, and there are other things that if people violate it, and you can get banned from being on the airways. Okay, perfect example. ICP, wonderful group that I absolutely love, was forbidden
Okay.
from televising some of their concerts because of how
Okay.
ridiculous they were. Marilyn Manson. Do we remember that
Yes.
stage? The FCC
Yes.
absolutely tried to
Uh-huh.
destroy him, but he turned around and, with his well educated, well worded responses, shut them right the hell down. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, the FCC has absolutely forbidden and stepped in on this stuff over lesser nonsense than political propaganda. So
Okay.
there we go. For all their bullshit that they were complaining in that last article, boom, they suck.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, with that being said, I think that, you know, it's interesting how we hijacked our own show just to disprove and prove there were some things that he said that were true.
Mm-hmm.
But for the majority of his monologue, we are calling bullshit on him.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the proof, and we plan on sending him our content up. And hopefully he gets to see it, and maybe he'll come on the show. You never know.
That would be fun. I doubt it, but it would
Mm-hmm.
be fun to have a conversation with them
Right.
about this
Or at least
nonsense.
maybe they could fly us up and we'll go on his show.
uh,
And we'll see how good he could dismantle us. Right?
yeah. I don't think he could do as well because obviously he doesn't research much before running his mouth. Otherwise, he would know that there were multiple school shootings after the 1990s in
Correct.
Australia.
Right.
He will know that
Right.
knife crimes have taken the place of gun crimes
Mm-hmm.
throughout Europe, and he can
He would know
just,
that, yeah.
pay attention
He
to
would know
what's real.
Scotland. Right. He would know Scotland is the most violent schools in
The
the
world.
UK
Yep.
against teachers.
Yes, the
Actually,
teachers
yeah.
are often
Right.
attacked
Right.
by
Yeah.
students in more recent
So,
years.
right. So, with that being said, we're a little bit after not the 9 o'clock hour. Don't forget, we're off tomorrow, which is our usual day off Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, both of us have appointments. We're concerned about getting back in time. So we're just going to take the day off and not have to rush. So we'll be back Tuesday, May the 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining, Rex Sisters. Please don't forget to give us a like, follow. If you could, please subscribe. Follow us. Leave a comment somewhere, respectfully, of course. Share the video, set your notifications that you don't miss any of our episodes because we are crazy.
Oh yeah, we have fun.
And yeah. And with that being said, everybody have a great weekend, and I'm gonna go get some pants on.
I'm going to call it a night, and I'll tell everyone to stay safe, stay sane, stay sober, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Good night.
Good night, folks.